Hello, guys. Jenny Taff, Fox Sports. Greg, Chris, hi. So there have been some strong opinions so far about the playing conditions, the pitch conditions. I know you guys were just out there. So give me your initial reactions to what you're going to be playing on. Both of you, please.
I thought the pitch looked good, looked like proper grass. Didn't see really any holes in it. So I'm pretty excited to play on it tomorrow.
I think for us, we're here in Nations League in March, and this field appears to be much better. Seems to be a base of sand, makes it much softer, but the grass itself looked really good, and we were pleasantly surprised with the playing surface.
Thank you. Hi, Greg. Michele Giannone from Univision. Preparation is done. When you go back the last 2 weeks, the emotional roller coaster, the low point with Colombia, the high point with Brazil, what's your main takeaway from the 2 weeks? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe you were on an emotional roller coaster. Yeah, for us it was business. Again, we win or we learn. It was really evaluating the performance, saying what we liked, what was good, what wasn't good enough. I think addressing that against Brazil, and then realizing that if we're going to have any type of success in this tournament, it's going to be doing it together. When we have a team that everyone's pushing, fighting for each other, working hard, setting the tone with our intensity, the rest will take care of itself. And I think you saw that against Brazil. But, for us, it really was remaining calm and just addressing what needs to be improved.
Greg, Steve Goff from the Washington Post. Checking on updates with Josh, how he's progressed over the last couple weeks to this point. Would he even be available right away? And then Tyler's fitness has been a talking point for a while as well. So anything you could provide?
Yeah, from my understanding, everyone will be available tomorrow to play some role. I can't go into specifics about length of time for Josh, but I know he's available to play a role.
Jeff Carlisle with ESPN. Greg, what are you expecting from Bolivia in terms of approach? I mean, obviously they have a new coach and he's tweaked some things, but, yeah. And I'm sure you've done your homework, what are you expecting out of them?
I think he's had a positive impact on the team, even though the results haven't been there. A very aggressive team, very man-orientated, looking to press forward, aggressive in the counterattack. And to me, the guys are playing hard, and we expect a difficult game. Our focus right now is purely on this Bolivia game, trying to have a really good performance and get a good result. But we know it'll be a difficult game. We know that this is a huge event for them. Not always qualifying for the World Cup, I think increases the magnitude of Copa Americas for teams like Bolivia. So we know it's going to be a challenging match.
Hello, Coach. Abraham Nudelsteher, the Dallas Morning News.
Yep.
Coach, many of your critics are saying that Copa America should be the stage where you show that you are the right man to manage this new generation of players. What's your feeling about it? Is your job on the line?
Yeah, well, the first thing I'd say is it's about the team. It's about us believing in ourselves and going out and having a really good tournament. We know that if we take it game by game, I think that's the best route for success. And then we hope to get to the knockout round and really take everything we've learned over the course of these 5 years and put in a very good performance. And that's all we can control. And personally, that's what I'm focused on.
Hey, Greg. Paul Tenorio from The Athletic. At the World Cup, you had a captain for the whole tournament. Wonder if you've made a decision on the captain, and if that captain will be who the captain is, and will he be the captain for the entire tournament?
I think the rules are slightly different for the World Cup and the and Copa America. But, for us, we rely heavily on the Leadership Council. We speak, a lot to them as coaches, as a staff. And, the captain will be made up, or will be selected from that group. And whether we alternate or don't alternate, is TBD.
Great. Jeff Kazoo for the ESPN. As you go through this tournament, how do you hope to see the team's tactical identity continue to evolve?
I think it's, we'll be presented with different challenges in this tournament, sometimes a different brand of soccer. And for us, it's about how we adapt to that. I think when you look at the top teams in the world, I think that's what they're the best at doing, is adapting. If you look at, a team like France, they can play on the offense, they can play on the defense, whatever they need to do to be successful is what they do. And I think that's still something that we're developing. And, one thing I know for sure that, our most success is going to come from being able to limit our opponents to high quality goal scoring opportunities. If we can do that consistently, we'll have a chance in each game because we always create, enough chances to score a goal.
Hello, Greg. Good afternoon. Eduardo Lopez from El Diario AS. There have been many Bolivian players in the MLS history, specifically Marco Echeverri and Jaime Moreno, both playing for DC United. What are your thoughts about their legacy and the way they contributed to shaping soccer in the MLS and the USA?
Yeah, those are the pioneers, of MLS. Both of them, really had tremendous performances. One consistently in MLS and performed at an extremely high level. I remember being around DC United a lot when I come back with the national team, and Marco and Jaime were always around. Great guys, great people. But also, I think that was a really strong generation for Bolivia. Guys, let's not forget that Chris is sitting here next to me, right? I got a big guy next to me. We need to ask him some questions also.
Ryan Tolan from Goal. Unfortunately, we asked Chris this yesterday, so you're going to get it today. There's been so much discussion about what success will look like for this team, particularly in this tournament, because there's the big picture of the World Cup and preparing for that, but there's also this massive tournament that you guys are playing in now. For you, how has that definition of success changed as the tournament's gone closer? And for you, as you approach it, what is that definition as this thing gets started?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's literally taking it one game at a time. And I know I sound like a broken record, but our focus is on Bolivia. We know how difficult group stages are in any major tournament. You're watching the Euros right now, and you see what type of results are happening. So you can't take any game for granted. When you do that, that's when you slip up. Our focus is on Bolivia, and then our focus will be on Panama. Then we'll move on to Uruguay, and then hopefully we get an opportunity to play in the quarterfinal matchup. And have a great game. And for there, it's, I think this whole tournament is an opportunity for this group to show, how we've improved our experience in these tournaments and what we can do against top opponents.
Conrado Giglietti, ESPN Brazil. I have a question for you, Chris. Considering your background here, when you play here in your youth career, we've seen a lot of excitement from fans from another country so far. I want to know, what are your expectations for the game here, especially about Dallas? What the fans, America fans from Dallas, can bring to you guys?
We're really looking forward to having a good crowd tomorrow. I think FC Dallas have sold out a few games, so hopefully those same fans come out to our game tomorrow. But no, I mean, every time we come to Dallas, every time we come to Texas, we usually have a good turnout, and fans are very passionate regardless of who they're supporting. So again, a bit close to home because I lived here, but I'm very much looking forward to tomorrow's game.
Doug McIntyre from Fox Sports. Chris, for you as well. Tyler told us yesterday that he's not worried about his fitness. Just curious what he's looked like in training over the last couple of weeks. Thanks.
Yeah, Tyler's been sharp. Tyler's been sharp. He and you wouldn't have known that he hadn't played many games this season. I think that's one of the reasons that he's considered one of our captains, is because kind of just his the aura that he has. Whether it's him leading from the sidelines or him leading on the pitch. But again, I think he's looked sharp over the last few weeks, and hopefully looking forward to him contributing.
Greg, Joe Lowry from backheel.com. Good to see you both, Chris, as well. Question for you, Greg. Set pieces are not something that I think the folks on this side, myself included, tend to talk a ton about, but are obviously important. Could you talk me through the idea behind having Christian be the #1 set piece taker for this team, and what it is about his deliveries that you all want in those moments? Thanks.
Yeah, I think without giving too much away, right? We're not going to go into a deep dive on how we're looking to execute set pieces, but I thought he took the goal well against Brazil. Great free kick, and for us, it's just about consistency of delivery, putting the ball in the right spot, and letting guys attack it.
Thank you, Chris. This is for you. Gregg has mentioned, and we see it, how difficult it is on this team right now to gain a starting position. And can you tell us about your journey? And it seems that when you're planning the lineup, it's Richards plus 10, like in the case of many, many players. But how do you feel being a pillar of this team right now? Thank you.
I feel like every time I come to camp, I still have to earn my spot. I have started a few of the most recent games, but again, I think every camp is a reason for you to show why you deserve to be there. So it's nice to always be on the starting 11, but again, I don't take it for granted because I know that the people around me and the people that are also on the bench are looking to gain my spot. So it just makes me work 10 times harder.
Going to sneak a second one in here, Gregg. Christian, when he first debuted in this tournament back in 2016, he was a new face to the program, but one that had a lot of hype around him. And since that moment, he's been kind of the face of American soccer, the golden boy. It seems now that he feels comfortable being a leader on this team and kind of understanding that that's part of his role. How have you seen him evolve since you first took over in terms of not just his on-field contributions, but his willingness to kind of step into that leadership role and be one of the faces and voices of the program?
It's been a great process to watch, especially up close. To be alongside of him on this journey over the last 5 years has been tremendously rewarding. And I think people just forget, how young he was at the time, right? In 2016, think about it. And so for him, a lot of it was maturity, a lot of it was trust, a lot of it was relationships, but all of it led to the same point of him being very comfortable of who he is, very comfortable within this group, and a leader in his way, in his own way, an authentic leader. He's a guy that doesn't need to say much, but when he says stuff, people listen. And he's a guy that goes out there and just works hard. That's how he leads. And, he's always training hard. He's always working hard in the game. And he sets a really good tone because when your best player is also your hardest working player, you're doing something well.
No more questions, huh? Okay, thank you.